Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties. All under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack.
Our pumpkin-spiced pandemic fatigue, that's us. What fresh hell?
Laughing in the face of motherhood.
Fall Queen. I'm the queen of fall.
With Margaret Abels
and Amy Wilson. Please, Hansel and Gretel, stay 6 feet apart.
A podcast that solves today's parenting dilemmas so you don't have to.
My plan for the winter is Danish baby. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of What Fresh Hell, Laughing in the Face of Motherhood. This is Margaret.
And this is Amy, and today, you guys, oh no, it's fall. Oh no.
Oh no, it's fall.
It's a little darker and colder every day.
It's fall, guys, and this wasn't growing great in the summertime, so now it's fall.
We were wringing our hands in June that it would here comes summer, and now wait, what?
We have a guest today, Biz from the One Bad Mother podcast, who is lucky enough to live in California, where it's kind of summer. So we realize we're talking to people from all over the country, and in fact, Amy, we're so international, all over the world.
Yes.
So not everybody is facing the same problems that we are facing here in New York: darkness, coldness,
but again,
gloom and doom.
This is a podcast about our pandemic, our pumpkin-spiced pandemic fatigue. That's us.
This is a podcast about our problems. You guys just have to listen to our problems. But I guess everyone's facing darkness in the U.S.
But let's go back to the season of fall, because I feel like even without the special, fresh hell of 2020, I hate fall and you love it. I mean, no surprise we're opposites in this way. The whole chunky sweater, let me sip a hot beverage. I can't enjoy that for 1 minute because it just means that pretty soon there'll be ice and cold.
I mean, you're robbing yourself of so much joy. Fall is the best. I am fall queen. I'm the queen of fall. And this weekend, I gathered some members of my quarantine pod, of whom there are 5, by the way. And my sister and her kids and I went up to a giant, it's like the Disneyland of apples, basically this giant fun orchard. It was actually a little too crowded, so we didn't have our best experience there, but still.
That's the thing.
I mean, it was crowded, but it was huge. I mean, it's got, I don't know anything about acreage, but it's a billion acres, I mean, it's so spread out. And so everybody was wearing masks the entire time outside. So I wasn't that freaked out about it in terms of crowd size. It was incredibly carefully done. And there was so much room to frolic, and we picked apples, we got pumpkins, we ate apple cider donuts in the fields, and we got lost in the corn maze. And I was like, this is my happiest place.
Oh my God.
You can take your 4th of July and shoot it to the moon, because me eating a cider donut in a corn maze is peak Meg. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. That's my happiest thing ever.
I was stuck in a corn maze once with my kids, really stuck, tears. And remember that story a couple of years ago about a woman who called 911?
We were just talking about it in the corn maze. Yeah.
Because she was with her young children, the youngest one was in a baby Bjorn. in a corn maze, and it was getting dark, and she called 911 and of course was like raked over the internet coals. But any mom reading that was like, immediately, of course, you identify with that mother, like the 3-year-old has to go to the bathroom and this stopped being fun 45 minutes ago, and why did you make this freaking corn maze so hard and let me in with multiple small children? You know, I thank God they're okay.
Luckily, I was with a 12-year-old, my nephew, who was like, I got it. And he kind of figured it out, and we just let us around.
Oh, man.
And my niece was also with us. My 2 nieces came with us, and they made corn puns the whole time. They were like, we're corn-fused. We're corn-fused in the corn maze.
I'm already in a corn maze. Like, life is a corn maze right now. I don't need it to literalize it.
Yeah, you don't need to simulate the corn maze experience. You're like, should I go this way or this way? I'm sure both ways lead to nothing but more corn.
Right. Both are terrible. Like, I'm getting a lot of that already.
Yeah, we have very different feelings on fall. I love like sitting in the stands of a football game with a hot apple cider and like a scarf. It's my happy place. I love it. I love it. I love it. In fact, I lived in LA for 15 years and I was like, I have to get out of this godforsaken place where there is no fall. I can't stand it.
So fall, I feel like, is the most season-y of seasons. I feel like because it's like the leaves falling and stuff, it's the most clearly delineated. You know what I mean? Like you can look out your window and see it. I went for a hike in the woods last weekend. That's how I do my fall, alone.
I picture you with like crossed arms, angry the whole time and just like yelling at the leaves.
No. My crossed arms would be like at the like hay ride. Like let's like put the toddler in a hay bale and like pretend that's something that would happen in real life and try to get a picture of them with a piece of straw hanging out of their mouth.
I love your bitterness against fall.
No, thank you. But I went in the woods by myself, hiked around, and these yellow leaves were falling, and it, honest to God, looked like an Instagram filter. Like it looked fake, how perfectly symmetrically and slowly these yellow leaves were falling through my field of vision. And I had, 10 seconds of like, that is preposterously beautiful. And I wish my kids were with me right now so I could get my Christmas card done. But then followed by, but by the time we come next weekend, if we come up here, hike again with the kids, the next chance I could get them up here, like too late. It'll be all dead. Everything's dead and bare in like 5 more minutes. That's what I think of when I see leaves falling.
I love you, Amy. You're really cracking me up. It's awesome.
So I'm really bringing a lot of positivity to the coming months.
Well, you're not into it, and that's your right. People are allowed to like different things. I mean, if you said to me, like, I'm trying to think if I have an equivalent, but basically, I always remember, and I hate to say this because I know we have people who listen from San Diego, and great for you, because I'm sure you love it there. But whenever you go to San Diego, I feel like people from San Diego kind of are always like, San Diego's the best because it's like 300 beach days. And I'm like, you've just given voice to my nightmares. Like 300 beach days is the worst thing that could ever happen to me, And I'm glad that people who live in San Diego like that, but that's my hell. But I'm sure frozen February is their hells. But we just, luckily, hopefully you live somewhere you like, because people like very different things.
This fall has been much more like everybody's, I think, pushing how much and how long we are willing to be outside in new ways. Like in New York City, we have like outdoor dining. It has been a wonderful thing in New York City. It's like you're on a boulevard in Paris and every restaurant has gorgeous outdoor seating.
Can you say that one more time? Just one more.
Boulevard. Les boulevards are full of people outside at restaurants. And, it's like getting down into the mid 50s and we're all like, it's fine. No, it's totally fine. No, I don't need a heat lamp. I'm good. Because we're all trying to keep it going as long as we can, because
pretend we're having fun.
Before we don't see or talk to anybody for 6 months. I was walking in the park with a friend yesterday. Like, I feel like we're doing it. We're making it work. And I would be like, ooh, it's 62. Time to go inside. But now sort of like I live out here.
There is no inside.
Yeah.
Well, we've been having a hilarious dance with the outdoor living in that we have a fire pit, which is incredibly old. It's basically like a rusty tin that we throw logs in, and we have not cared for it, and it's a disaster. But of course, we broke it out. And we have a place we love to go in upstate that sells cider, but like alcohol cider, the good kind. And we bought a case of it before we left upstate when we were up there earlier in the summer. And I was like, let's crack out this cider. It's like champagne-y. It's so, so good. We've already finished it. Spoiler alert. But we put logs in the fire and we have this outdoor furniture and we were like gathered around the fire pit. And now this cider. And basically 2 seconds in, we were all dying of smoke inhalation and had to go inside. And so we were at a friend's the other night, and they had, I don't know if he built it himself or they had an outdoor fireplace, which is really different than a fire pit. It's like a whole structure that is a fireplace that sits outside. And we sat next to it. I will say it was only like 57 degrees, but it was so heavenly. And I mean, you've got to give it some thought. The fire pit is a little bit rough. Like by the time you get close to it to get any heat, you're basically just like in the middle of a burning building. It's not good.
I have a couple weeks ago, Margaret told us all that she's going to be a Danish baby this winter.
Everyone knows my plan for the winter is Danish baby.
Because Danish babies, like parents in Denmark, will put their babies outside in a stroller to nap just for like the constitution of it. The air and the cold is actually good. So Smithsonian Magazine, I'll put the link up in the show notes, did an article about how the people in Northern Europe, like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, have a concept called friluftsliv. This is the Norwegian word.
I thought you were going to say hygge. I was like, wait, we know all about hygge, but this is something new.
Hygge, yeah, that's why I got a new one for you. So hygge is the Norwegian word, I think it's Norwegian, for being super cozy. Like your cable knit blanket and your hot cocoa is hygge.
Oh, I love it so much.
Friluftsliv is the Norwegian concept of free air living, I think it means. And it just means you're outside. It doesn't matter what the weather is. You love being outside because you belong outside. Like they love their ice festivals and they're outside and this is how it should be.
Yeah, they're like the people from Frozen. They're like Kristoff's people, you know? They're like, we love it, the snow.
Right. So we need to put a little friluftsliv in our hearts because I think that's the fall thing for me. Like, yeah, fall is kind of pretty, but I dread it because then it's going to be cold. We have to be inside. So I need to turn that around for myself. Like, or you don't have to be inside. You can just get a extra warm coat and keep doing your long walks.
I will say, Amy, in your defense, that this is harder in New York City than it is where I live. So I live in the suburbs and all around me are like hiking trails and piles of leaves. And the experience of being outside is different when you're like, oh, I have to walk up the freezing cold, windy hill to pick up. Yeah. And then I have to walk down like 100. I used to live right near where Amy lives now. And I mean, I remember you would turn some of those streets going down to the Hudson River.
Yep.
And I mean, it's basically like someone is just stabbing you in the face with icicles. Like that's not.
Yes.
I don't care how into hygge you get or friluftsliv you're into. You will never enjoy the sensation of trying to pick up your dry cleaning and being stabbed with icicle needles. Like that's not possible to enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel better.
And so I do think like you have to make some distinctions between like, I'm going to make more of an effort to like drive up and hang out with Meg in her backyard, which you're very welcome to do.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to make more of an effort to like go to Central Park and take a walk. But even that, your feet are on asphalt, basically, you know? I mean, I think that it's not, the winter is a little bit of maybe like, I don't know, ice skating is probably not open, so never mind to that. I'm trying to think of something that would make you happy and like I'm failing. But I do think walking through Manhattan where like it's a wind tunnel at every crosswalk that is just assaulting you, it's hard to get into that as opposed to I'm going to make sure that when my kids come home from school, we put on our jackets and go sledding. Like that's more friluftsliv than like I'm going to enjoy the freezing cold walk to the grocery store.
The drive to pick up the milk I forgot to get. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't enjoy the part where I go out and sit in my freezing cold car waiting for it to warm up. You know, I mean, I just think you have to be kind of realistic about what's enjoyable and what's not, because I think we sometimes try to be like, I guess I should be enjoying like chattering my teeth until they break while I wait for my car to warm up. That you're never going to enjoy that. That's horrible.
Well, the sort of fun of the everyday. I have a quote for you from the mayor of Wausau, Wisconsin, who is probably a mom. Her name is Katie Rosenberg. She's talking about why this fall is hard in a way that we thought the spring was hard, but now this is even like crazier hard. Because she says people are done putting hearts on their windows and teddy bears out for scavenger hunts. They have had enough. And I think that's it. Back in the spring, we were trying to make our like trip to the dry cleaner with the kid in the car seat a little fun. Like, let's all clap for the workers. Let's look for the teddy bears, right? Like it's.
Oh yeah, we're so done with that.
We are done with making the, you know, sort of quotidian stuff we have to do every day a special warm hug.
You get a quarter for that word, quotidian.
Yeah. You know, we're done making that special. It's not special. It's horrible, as you would say. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. And I guess that's okay. But you're right. So I guess for me to stop dreading what's to come. I have to enjoy the crunchy leaves for what they are, and then trust that there will be good things in the cold darkness that awaits us in the month ahead. It sounds easy.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that your degree of difficulty is harder, Amy, and I think maybe you have to figure out some ways.
Maybe move. Yeah, just leave. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're probably not going to move, but I do think it might be good to be like, let's try to go to my sister's out of the city 3 times over the winter and pick those dates early. Like, I do think there's a lot to say for a part. And in the winter, the city is amazing. You know, you've got the windows and Christmas and Fifth Avenue and ice skating. But I do think this year is going to be much, much harder because none of the fun stuff is happening. All of the icicles to the face are happening. And I think maybe you need to make some pretty concrete plans, and you can come up to my house anytime.
Okay. All right. I'll do that. Okay. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Biz from One Bad Mother about how her fall is going. For some of us, tax season is one of the only times that we look at our finances fully. And once it's over, well, that was terrible. And it is completely understandable not to want to think about it for another whole year. But using Monarch and being intentional with your finances in an ongoing way helps you see where your money is going and how you can put your refund to best use.
We are here to tell you, simplify your finances with Monarch. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard on your phone or laptop.
Feel aware and in control of your finances this tax season and get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code FRESH.
As you know, my husband and I are preparing to send, 3 kids off to college, and I cannot tell you how helpful Monarch has been in showing us our full financial picture, helping us to track our spending and reach important savings milestones. Our weekly meeting, Amy, it's now run by Monarch.
Love it. Achieve your financial goals for good with Monarch, the all-in-one tool that makes money management simple.
Use code FRESH at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off at monarch.com, code FRESH.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
We are so excited to have Biz Ellis with us today. She is the co-host of the podcast One Bad Mother. Biz, thanks for talking to us.
Woo! I am very happy to talk to any human being at this point in time in the world, including my cats.
Who is not your child
It's not my child.
So we know the feeling well. Anything but here, anywhere but here.
Right.
Biz, how many and how old?
Okay, I've got 2 children that live in the house. One is 6 in first grade. The other is... what is she? 11, though I continue to insist she's actually only 8, and that's where our problems come from. And 3 cats and my spouse.
3 cats and a spouse. That's a movie right there.
And they're all here. They're all physically in this house all the time.
I mean, here comes fall, right? Like, wow. It's all about to get much, much worse. I feel like for us, as I was saying, the summer, we kind of coasted a little bit in the summer. We were outside a lot. We didn't have to worry about schooling. But here comes fall, Biz. Amy, your kids are they've aged out of Halloween, right?
They've aged out of Halloween. So I have a 7th grader who's talking about her costume and stuff. But yeah, I feel zero stress around making it work. Like, who cares? There's probably not Halloween. I don't care.
Wow.
I'm secretly happy.
Yeah, see, this is a huge divide because I'm Halloween obsessed. My kids love Halloween and we're so bummed. And half the people I talk to are like, oh, the only upside of this whole hellscape is that I don't have to participate in Halloween.
What kind of hellscape are you living in?
Monsters. What kind of monsters?
These are monsters, speaking of Halloween. But, has Halloween been outlawed in your area?
It has been modified by our town. So I live in a Halloween town. Like it's there's certain towns that go all in for Halloween, and I live in one of them. And so we usually start the festivities with the Ragamuffin Parade, which is when all the kids get in their outfits and march through the whole town. It's a parade. And then there's a big fall festival. Canceled.
Ragamuffins, stay inside.
Scrapped.
Ragamuffins, you're canceled.
Roll out.
That's right.
And then there's a huge section of our town that shuts down for Halloween, and like buses come from all over. And it's apparently like the realtors tell you that if you buy in this neighborhood, like you are expected to participate in Halloween. Like every house has a crazy display with like zombies that jump out. Like people dress up and they jump out at people. It's a whole thing. That's all gone.
Yeah, buses canceled.
Yeah, fun is canceled. The police have announced they're not going to shut any streets down, and like they're encouraging people to like turn off your lights, and like it's like a movie where like they like, roll down the shades. It's like no one's home.
How's it looking in LA?
Well, they first came out and said no trick-or-treating, and the entire city of LA was like, no, that's unacceptable.
We refuse.
Basically, people went a little crazy, and within like less than 24 hours, it became try to be reasonable.
Yeah, that's not going to go great, guys.
Yeah. Our little street has a lot of littles, a lot of kids, like 2, 3, 4, little ragamuffins, I suppose.
A lot of ragamuffins.
And so I've been talking with some of those neighbors, because the virus, the plague, has really brought the neighborhood together. People are out walking and talking to each other. It's weird. And so we are going to do a little costume parade, socially distanced, just on our street, so that kids can wear their costumes. And then for us, we've been trying, because we really like Halloween, we've been trying to be creative of how to distribute candy if people are out.
Do you have the PVC pipe? Everyone's doing the PVC pipe.
No, we're going to turn the front of our house into like, candy cookie cottage of a witch. And then where her house is made of candy. So the front gate, like our little white fence, we're going to make that look like, it's made of candy, and you can literally come and steal candy off of our house.
That's great. Just steal the siding off the house.
Oh, it is.
Biz, you are my kind of people. All in on Halloween. I love it. All right. Halloween is going to be a disaster. Let's be honest. If you live on Business Street, it sounds like you're lucky. For the rest of us, it's going to stink. But it's only one of many things that are going to stink about fall. Let's talk for a minute about creeping darkness. I mean, you live in California. At least it's going to stay pretty warm. You've got that going for you.
That's true. We're just ending our, we are always are so aware that for so many people who live everywhere else, winter is a nightmare. Like fall leads to winter.
That's the thing about fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Amy's home base that you're on right here. Fall leads to winter.
Fall leads to winter, and winter is horrible. But here, all the way until almost the end of October, it will stay 100 degrees. So you still can't go outside.
Yeah, that's my bad place. That's the thing. Like people who live warm places, I'm always like, I get it, but I can't do 100 degrees. No.
Yeah, no one can. Everybody's inside, just like you're inside in the middle of Minnesota in April. We are inside in the fall.
Yeah.
It's just, that's our...
Hot and dry.
Yep, hot and dry, and don't touch the car seat.
So do you look forward? So is fall sort of pretty good for you because it's going to be 65 soon? Is that a different experience?
No, it's never going to be 65 here until January. And so this really is my sad time of year where I'm just like, leaves are falling from the trees, but only because of a drought.
I feel like this year I could relocate to Pasadena because it is. I mean, we're already at peak difficulty right now. We're remote learning with our kids. We're haven't seen our families. We're hiding from a pandemic. And now cold does seem like it's going to be a problem. And a lot of the ways we have been surviving so far have been, okay, we can maybe eat at this restaurant if we stay on the sidewalk, and we can maybe see our friends if they hang out in the yard with a mask on. And I feel like we're about to be plunged into just a black hole of doom. I think the reason I feel that way is because it's true.
And on that cheery note.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the world's most depressing podcast. Biz, great to have you.
It's pretty good. Who wants to talk about holidays next?
But wait, I want to find out, because that is like the dread of this is the last day that I will be able to stand in the sunshine feeling is weighing on me really heavily. And like, this is the last time I have to walk with my friend this week and we can't reschedule because next week is going to be dark and cold. And, you know, and I will never see this person again. Are you living under less of that cloud in LA, or are you also feeling like, oh, here comes horrible?
I am of the camp of we're here for a much longer period of time, at least in California. We're not going back into a building in the foreseeable future. When it comes to the dark, I got to tell you, here again, summer is the bad times and fall and winter is when I get to look forward to walking again, to going out on a walk and not like sweating so much that I feel like I should never step outside again.
Yeah, we're in Oppositeville because you're just coming into good and we're just coming into bad.
Yeah, but I will say either way, it signals the beginning of a whole new set of, if we just want to go depressing.
I mean, I think we've gone there already. We live there.
Why stop now?
Okay, good. Then let's get neck deep now. But I do think holidays, I mean, fall always signals holidays, right? Like this is when all the holidays start to encroach. If you don't have Christmas things up at your local craft store yet, then, you know, you are living in some sort of weird town, okay? Because like all the winter holidays, we're about to all have to go through that pandemic style. So, you know, that's going to be fun.
Well, and I do think that is, for me at least, a kind of burgeoning realization. Like I have definitely for a lot of the year thought, well, by then it will be over, like that it will be better by Thanksgiving. It will be better by Christmas. And we certainly were making plans of like, well, where can we get and who should we be gathering with and how will we do our travel so that it's safe? And I feel like that's been my mode for a long time. And the reality is now starting to creep in that like, oh, you're not doing any of those things. You're going to be like sitting in front of a Zoom camera, eating turkey and crying.
Hooray!
And like trading sad gifts with, I mean, the one thing is my kids are still little enough that, and this is, I mean, we have to find some positives, guys, because our listeners are basically like thinking about going out and lying in traffic right now because we have depressed them so badly. One thing I will say, we have functioned, my little family unit, I mean, we hate each other, we scream at each other, we hate our lives, but there has been something fun about being our little 5-person unit. I have 3 kids. So I do think like Halloween we're going all out on the costumes. I'm like, pick something out of Party City. I don't care. But this year, like we're making costumes. I'm dyeing. My daughter's going as a zombie bride. Like I'm dyeing the wedding dress gray. Like we're finding the fun. And I think that's all you can possibly do. And one part of finding the fun is staring down the realities, right? Which is like Thanksgiving. We're not getting on a plane and go to Texas. We've done every Thanksgiving for years. And we go to this amazing horse farm and we deep fry turkeys and the family's all there. And there's, you know, ponies to ride and there's a hot walker to ride on. And it's like the greatest thing ever. We got to stare down that's not this Thanksgiving. So like, what's the next best fun thing? You know, do we put heaters in the yard and try to figure it out with friends? I don't know, but what is it?
Well, I was just going to say, from the positive spin, like on all of this, I agree that we call it submarining in place. You know, like when you're in a submarine, how you've got to make every space in your submarine function.
Ooh, that's a good metaphor. I like that.
And I think that includes like things like traditions and celebrations. So one of the things that I love so much is that starting before October, this neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods started putting up the Halloween decorations. And it was really fun. And people were going all out, which I love. There's even one house that just went straight up to Christmas already. And like, I salute them every time I walk by. I feel like there's a lot of finding your own fun, like that I think I'd like to imagine we're all trying to embrace a little bit more. Like, you want to leave the Halloween decorations up forever? Great.
Let's do it.
let's do it. You want to like go ahead and put a tree up? Let's do it.
There was a house here in March, like right when it started, and it was clear what was going on, that put all their Halloween decorations and all their Christmas decorations up.
Love it.
Just to be like, we're fun.
People wonder what New York City is like on Halloween. It's kind of great because you can go like around a high-rise apartment building and have like more candy than you can carry in, 30 minutes. And then there's these sort of street parties, which again have all been canceled. I've seen Tina Fey at this local block party with her kids more than once, and just like humanity, like 10,000 people on a 2-block stretch. We're not doing that this year. But we don't have houses to decorate. And so I'm getting the feeling more here that we're like, forget it. It's like, see you next year. We're not doing it. And that's my sort of thing that I'm bringing to this. Like, I don't want to do Thanksgiving, just the 5 of us. I don't want to do it. Just can we have pizza?
Yeah, and that's fine. Get Chinese food. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, like this isn't Thanksgiving anyway.
And that is, I will say, we've been saying that a lot too. Like next year, because that's all you can really do is next year. We'll do it again. We'll be back in Texas. We'll be back with the deep fried turkeys. But I do think that a big part of this is like looking strongly at the reality, which is depressing, but more depressing is being like, we'll get a stuffed horse and put it in the closet and then bring it out, and that'll be just like Thanksgiving. Like, don't go that route. There's no happiness.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of fun, especially if you have a very large closet. Nothing would thrill this family more if I didn't like open the closet and like bust it out.
You get a stuffed horse.
Giant stuffed horse.
What would your 3 cats think, though?
Oh, the 3 cats would be thrilled. Ride that horse, Steve. Ride that horse to victory.
I feel like the 3 of us are completely representing the 3 takes on fall.
Yes.
Amy's is like, it's over. Let's just sit in a pool of our own depression.
There's no fall.
Going back to sleep, guys.
I'm like, accept that it stinks and try to make the best of it. And Biz, you're just like, I'm bringing the fun. I'm taking the horse out of the closet.
No, we're going to go all nuts. We've just all decided, look, everything is super weird right now. Like, beyond weird. And I think one thing that we could seriously be celebrating is there's going to be a lot of pressure taken off of us, not from our children, but from extended families and social engagements. The dark times are the holidays. If you've got like brand new kids, who do you love more?
Right.
Who are you going to go visit for that holiday? Who are you going to go visit for Thanksgiving or for Hanukkah or for like all of these things create so much stress in the lives of parents that this is like a joy year, actually. This is a year in which we get to be like, people have fake Zoom backgrounds to make it look like they live in nice houses, right? We should have like a series of like fake holiday scenes so that like if you Zoom with somebody, it looks great, but like what you're eating is like peanut butter and jelly and like having wine, right? Like everybody's like in pajamas or like watching movies all day, whatever. It gets to be total chaos, design your own like event. Guys, you're all off the hook. No one has to make dinner for a family this year. I think this is a win.
You're fine. Biz, we needed to talk to you today because we're just like 2 Eeyores and you're like, come on, guys. It's a total win. I love it.
This is better, actually, right?
Yeah. All right. We're all going to try to keep a little bit of Biz with us in our souls as we head into fall. We're going to try to make it fun. Keep a little Biz in your life.
Keep a little Biz in your heart this holiday season.
Keep a little Biz in you.
Biz, tell us about One Bad Mother, about where we can find you, and about where we can get more Biz in our lives.
So much Biz in your life. Have a cup of Biz. Nothing sounds off about that. So One Bad Mother, it's a comedy podcast about parenting, not a parenting podcast.
We know people who like those comedy podcasts about parenting. So
we've been around for about 7.5 years.
Wow.
And we just released today episode 375.
Wow.
And what we try to do is have people on to remind us that there are lots of different ways to have kids in your house and lots of different ways to handle that. And basically, if I was going to sum it up with one goal, it would be to stop feeling like garbage for being a parent. So that's kind of what we try and push. And yeah, so you can find us at One Bad Mother wherever you download podcasts, which could be anywhere now. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, Biz, thanks for coming on and cheering us up about fall. Goodness knows we needed it.
Yeah, no, I'm always here to put a spin on it and then immediately go remind my family that everything's horrible.
That's how it goes.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks for talking to us.
No worries. Bye.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about, like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW. Let us surprise you.
My favorite skincare products actually feel more like self-care, like they're so nice to put on and they smell so good that I'm actually happy when I get to that part of my day. And I swear that is how I feel about Osea's anti-aging body balm.
Amy, you are usually the lotions and potions queen on this podcast, but I have to say, hard agree.
Osea's anti-aging body balm is a liquid silk body balm that combines the lasting hydration of a lotion with the firming power of a serum, leaving skin smoother and firmer.
This body balm is clinically tested and designed to deliver visible results you can see and feel.
So we've gotten to use this product for a couple of months now, and I swear I have really noticed firmer and smoother skin, like on the back of my hands. It's like getting a mini spa treatment from head to toe.
Get a spring-worthy glow with clean, clinically tested skincare from Osea. And right now, we have a special discount just for our listeners.
Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code FRESH at OseaMalibu.com.
That's 10% off your first order with code FRESH at OSEAMalibu.com.
And now, fall last year versus fall this year.
From the What Fresh Hell podcast.
Fall last year.
Oh, I hate to see the summer come to an end and you kids have to go back to school. I'm going to miss your cute faces.
Fall this year.
Get out of my house. You're only in school every other Wednesday and I need you gone. Fall last year.
Trick or treat.
Fall this year.
Please stand back. I will be throwing you candy from this third floor window.
Ow!
Fall last year.
Ooh, yummy. My scarf is warm and toasty.
Fall this year.
Ooh, yuck. My mask is cold and damp. Fall last year.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but just imagine if we could skip all of the hassle of this travel and the conflict and just have like a video conference Thanksgiving.
Fall this year.
You know what, Uncle Gene? You're a drunk and a racist, and I'm muting you. You know, Grandma, shut off your laptop. You shouldn't have to see this.
This has been Fall last year versus Fall this year.
From the What Fresh Hell podcast. Okay, I feel like we had a lot there with Biz about how bad it's going to be, but also some glimmers of how good it's going to be.
Yes.
And basically our takeaway is we need to go live on Biz's block because she seems to have a lot of energy for fun.
Yes. Keep in touch with your fun friends. That's what I got out of that, right?
Yeah. There are some people still having fun. I feel like our podcast has devolved to like, let us slog through the nightmare together, friends. And Biz is like, woo woo, we're decorating. She's into it. Love it.
You know, I did an Instagram live with Sarah Powers from the Mom Hour where we talked about, and actually you can go to our Instagram page and go to Instagram TV and you can find it. And I've shared it to Facebook as well. So you can find it on our Facebook page at What Fresh Hellcast. And we specifically talked about sort of pandemic Halloween, you know, why it's going to be kind of wah-wah. And she had a suggestion that was actually one of their listeners' suggestions that I thought was a great idea if you have really little kids for Halloween, which was to trick-or-treat in your house. Like just have two adults and have one person be waiting in the next room. Like, let's go in the bathroom. Oh, who's here? Oh, trick-or-treat. And that for your 2 or 3-year-old, that's with their costume on. That is definitely enough excitement for them.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. And like, while you're putting it in, like the parent runs to the other room and you go, I mean, that's a really cute idea. It probably only works until like maybe 4.
Yes.
But it's cute.
And you know, and the other thing we were talking about is back in our episode, I believe it was about going on vacation, we talked about how the happiness of a vacation, somebody studied it, is like 65% of how much you enjoy a vacation is thinking about how much you're going to enjoy the vacation. The anticipation is a large part of the enjoyment.
I think it's even higher than that. Yeah. And they say like your happiness does not go up when you're on vacation.
Right.
The peak happiness is waiting to go on vacation.
Is waiting to go. And so, can we try to turn around a little bit of our, dread about like, how am I going to make Thanksgiving work? It's going to be so boring, to a little bit of anticipation of joy and letting the kids get involved in the planning, because that will be a source of joy for them, even if they're not going to see their cousins this year.
Yep. Good point. We're leaning in on costumes. I never make costumes. We're like, I'm dyeing the zombie bride dress gray. Yeah.
Really?
Because also we need stuff to do, on the weekends. So that's like kind of a project. The kids are doing a lot of it themselves. We're leaning in a bit on the costumes. And I don't know where the heck they're going to go in them, but they're really looking forward to wearing them.
So the CDC put out a list of alternative Halloween activities.
Okay, you have to put these up because they are so fantastically awful. Like, you have to really post them because we don't have time to read them all, but wow.
They're hilarious and sad. They're sort of like, you might not want to do the traditional Halloween. First of all, they say, if you may have COVID-19, you should not give out candy to trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, guys, are we really at the point we don't understand that yet? Also, don't go trick-or-treating if you have COVID-19.
Don't go trick-or-treating if you're actually currently shedding.
I feel like if you haven't gotten that memo yet, you want to do a little bit more reading.
So they break down the alternatives that you might do instead of trick-or-treating with a bunch of strangers into lower risk, moderate risk, and higher risk activities. So we'll start with the lower risk activity. The lower risk activity is doing a Halloween scavenger hunt where children are given lists of Halloween-themed things to look for while they walk outside admiring Halloween decorations at a distance.
Yeah, the low-risk ones are all lame. They're like, carve a pumpkin. It's like, yeah, we do that already. Decorate your house. Yeah, we got that already. Thanks. Have a virtual Halloween costume contest. Terrible.
What does that mean? You get on Zoom with the cousins and like, oh.
You like get online and Zoom and you show each other your costumes. Yeah, no, just don't do that. That's worse than doing nothing.
Yeah, oh, really?
Halloween movie night. Like, yeah, we didn't need you, CDC. We know how to do those things already. We want to trick or treat while the adults drink beer and the kids run around and have fun.
And have a scavenger hunt style trick-or-treat search with your household members in your home. That sounds much more complicated than just, oh, look, mommy's in the bathroom, trick-or-treat. Daddy's in the kitchen, trick-or-treat.
Yeah, the CDC didn't come up with that idea.
No.
Open air one-way walk through a haunted forest where appropriate mask use. It's depressing.
What one-way walk through haunted forest? So that's like...
I mean, we're not clear on this. We're not clear.
Where people can remain more than 6 feet apart in the haunted forest.
Yeah.
Please, Hansel and Gretel, stay 6 feet apart.
All right. I feel like Halloween is a disaster and also possibly kind of the least of our problems.
If screaming will likely occur in the haunted forest, greater distancing is advised.
Oh, God. I mean, let's just get out of this, Amy. I'm depressed as heck reading this list, but we're going to put it up because you should peruse it at your own.
And then not do any of those things.
And poor CDC. Like, maybe just say no Halloween or yes Halloween, but this is not the right thing. Well, and I feel bad for them because they're in a tough spot, but I feel like this is not that fun.
Let's leave the brainstorming to the 5-year-olds because what the grown-ups came up with is sad. Wah, wah.
All right, leaving Halloween behind. Now we're heading into, I think one thing that's been really hard for me is like thinking about, I kind of feel like I had it in my mind that the holidays were going to be okay. They were going to be mitigated okay.
Yes. By now, we were going to be coming out of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not going to be mitigated okay. And I have a unique situation in that everyone I see at the holidays is a plane flight away. And so we're not doing any of that. And that's a super bummer. And this is where I can't really decide whether or not we're going to punt on everything and just be like, it's pizza and a movie for Thanksgiving, or whether we're going to try to cobble together something that will be possibly a sadder version than pizza and a movie.
You know, I was definitely, before talking to Sarah on the Instagram Live, I was definitely leaning more towards, forget it, it's not the same anyway. Like, there's a tradition in New York City, if you're Jewish, on Christmas Day, everybody goes to a movie and then goes to a Chinese restaurant because that's what's open on Christmas Day, right? Like, it's like the giant group opt-out. And I always thought that sounded kind of fun. And so I thought, like, okay, that's what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving. I'm going to do whatever that equivalent is of just like, we are doing something different. But now that I have kind of come around to, the planning thing can be fun, can be most of the fun, and letting my youngest kid is now 13 years old, but she's still young enough that if you get her on the right day and in the right moment, there'll be a twinkle in her eye to talk about how to make Christmas fun this year. You know what I'm saying? Like that can still happen for kids, even middle schoolers. And I think that leaning into that is worthwhile because it will be fun. I forgot that that's also the fun part.
I agree. And I have come to the same place as you, that I have to remember that my biggest job right now is being my kids' guide to the holidays, which I always am. So I think it'll be really different and pretty depressing for me, but I don't really think my kids will notice the difference as much. Like, what am I going to make a turkey? And the answer is yes, I'm going to make a turkey. And then we're going to go outside and throw the football around together. And then we're going to watch the parade with our blueberry muffins that we make every Thanksgiving morning.
I'm not sure there's going to be a parade.
Oh, you're right. God. Oh my God. You know what it is?
There's no parade. I know. I was just thinking like, wow, there's no parade.
Amy, you've just ruined my whole day because you're exact. It's like, do you know when the lights go out and then you're like, oh, it's okay. You know what? I'll just make myself a smoothie. And you're like, wait, the blender doesn't work either. And you're like, oh, it's fine. You know what? I'll just, whatever, turn on the internet. And you're like, no, nothing works. Oh my God, Amy, I was like, oh, it'll be fine because we'll just sit around and watch the parade in the morning. It's not going to be a parade. What am I thinking about?
It's going to be virtual. I'm not sure what that means. I think they're just going to have reruns of moments from other years, which is great. You know what? If your kids are little, they don't understand that it's a patched together rehash. Put it on. You got 3 hours of them entranced in front of the TV while you have the oven turned on. It's great.
I'm still just sitting here absorbing no parade, but you're right. No parade, of course. What was I thinking?
Yeah, no parade happening live, but they're still going to air the parade. If you feel me.
And I really think the thing to do is to over lean in. Like, we're truly thinking of Thanksgiving of like, we have like a phone at every seat with like different family members on Zooms. Like, we're going to try to make it like, and then you just lean into the silliness of it, you know, like, how's it going, Grandma? And she's sitting there, you know, whatever we end up putting together, we try to just make it as much as it can be.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is an annoying point because I'm kind of not in the mood for the like Pollyanna version of any of this. But I do think that this year has been really, really hard on the grownups and hard on the kids in a lot of ways, but also really memorable and exciting for the kids in a lot of ways. And I think some of the memories that my kids will really carry through this is some of the stuff like they built. I mean, I had nothing to do with that. My kids are such a good age because they can do a lot of stuff. They built like a 3-story cat house out of cardboard boxes. And they'll remember that. Like, remember when we made that box? And I don't know. I think there's just a ton of stuff. I make a family calendar every year with pictures.
Like a Shutterfly calendar? Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Shutterfly calendar. It's like my gift to like the family. I give it to people. And my sister said, well, what's the calendar going to be? And I said, I think it's going to be a year of people wearing masks. And that's going to be memorable too, you know, and hopefully we look at this as like, oh my God, remember that year, you know? And I think that's okay.
Just this morning, my daughter was telling me on the way to school that she has to interview a family member about something, a historical time in their lives. And did I think her grandparents would, you know, have some historical times in their lives they could talk about? I'm like, yeah, I think they've got civil rights movement, you know, JFK assassination. They've got a few for you. And then, of course, our conversation went to, as it always does, and just imagine one day your grandchildren will be asking you about today, about right now. You are living through an extremely unusual and historical time.
Yeah. What was it like, Grandma? It's hard to imagine that, but that's a great point.
Yeah. And you know what? And she kind of, like I was saying before, she's a kid who can, you know, access the magical part of herself still, you know, she's still got the child in her and her eyes, you know, went up and to the right like she does when she's really imagining something. And she was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Something else
fun.
That our listeners, we have a listener who reached out to me because I said something on this Instagram Live about the Sears catalog, that I was the kind of kid who would pour over, this is an Oldilocks alert, the Sears catalog. Back in my day, it was like a Christmas wish book that would come, and it was like 500 pages long, right? It would come in the mail. Was this a huge part of your Christmas anticipation, like lying on the floor and circling what you wanted?
Ours was the Toys R Us catalog, but I think basically same idea.
Yeah, you pore over this catalog, and I'd circle what I'd want, and then I'd make a list of like 200 things that I wanted, PS, and I would put stars next to the things that were kind of, I listed some items as optional at one point.
Very kind of you.
Like, this is optional, Santa. But the love and the care and the time that I put into that list is half of what I remember about getting ready for Christmas.
I defy you to name 3 items that you received off that list.
Yeah, I mean, something like the Barbie head that you could like fix its hair. I don't know.
But the remembrance is not of the day the thing arrived. It's of the thrill of imagining what could be.
Yes.
So there's so much more to talk about. And I think maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll do another episode as we get into like the darkness and the togetherness and the no more outside diningist and sort of hack away a little bit at how are we going to literally survive indoors together? Because we barely talked about that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that's going to be hard about fall.
Right. We need ideas.
But I do think the biggest takeaway and the solved it from this episode is remembering that the top of the triangle should be anticipation and making plans that are fun, because the execution of them may not be what we wanted them to be, but the kids will remember the anticipation.
Yes, and I need to not wet blanket that by sort of, being like, oh, I can't believe we're not going to be able to go to, Aunt Phoebe's house this year. It stinks. Like, I need to not do that because our kids think this is all terrible, maybe a little less than we do.
Yeah, and our kids will respond to it as we model that they should. And I think for both of us, this was a really helpful episode to record because we both need to remember that.
Yes.
Solved it.
I'm going to go outside and enjoy the crunchy leaves.
Crunch away, Amy. Get yourself a cider and a scarf and frolic. You're like frolicking like down like a garbage strewn street, being like, it's fall. Guys, we want to know what you're worried about for fall, what you're excited about. Do you have any really good fall hacks? Because I think we will be revisiting this topic. Come to our Facebook page, facebook.com/whatfreshhellcast.
We're also on Instagram and Pinterest. There's got to be some good fall hacks on there, right? Come join us at What Fresh Hellcast. We're also on Twitter at WFH Podcast.
Yeah, not sure those fall hacks are coming from us on Pinterest, but there's other people there who might be able to help you out.
No, but I pinned some.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there's a fall activities for kids board that I'm pinning other people's great ideas. That's how Pinterest goes.
All right. That's how it works, right?
And we're going to put the CDC Halloween sad sack ideas up on our website, which is whatfreshhellpodcast.com.
Poor CDC. They've got enough problems without us goofing on them, but, what are we going to do?
They tried. Mm-hmm.
Guys, that was fun. We'll talk to you next week.
So long.
Close your eyes. Focus. Listen to work getting done with Monday.com. Relax as AI does the manual work, while your teams are aligned on a single source of truth. Feel the sensation of an AI work platform, so flexible and intuitive, it feels like it was built just for you. Notice you're limitless. Now open your eyes, go to Monday.com, start for free, and finally, breathe.